Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine. Me and Mr. Clyde are playing. Give me a toy. That's my toy, kid. That's my toy. This dude he will just tear this truck apart. I had zip ties all in a bundle, and he figured he grabbed them out of the door, out of the pocket, and literally found out he could slide them out, and then so I had zip ties all over the truck. Not once, not twice, but like 3 or 4 times because I put them back together, put them back in the door pocket, and when I was driving, he went in there and took them out again. I had looked like it rained zip ties in the truck. What? You are so deprived, kid. You got the worst. You have the worst dog life on the planet, don't you? Yeah, you do. Yeah, I feel so bad for you. Anyways, I'm not feeling well. I am in Little America, Wyoming. America. Stop it. Stop. Stop it. You are something else. Here, give me that toy, kid. So I'll play tug of war with him while I'm talking to you guys. So this puppies are a lot of work in a truck, man. I'll tell you that. But I'm not feeling well. I'm just woke up and I'm coughing, and so I thought it was a dander at first, but I just don't think I'm feeling well. Anyways, woe is me, right? So anyways, I tried to deliver. I shut down in Utah last night, and right by the border of Wyoming, and I called the guy this morning to see, and he said he was leaving out of town, so I can't leave. He's leaving at like 2 o'clock, so there's no way I was going to make that at 2 o'clock. So he said he'd be back Friday morning so I could unload this racking on Friday morning. And the update from the truck for Jose's bill, I was off. It was $380, which was a steal. He didn't charge me for any of the door seals and all this other stuff that I got from my truck. He just charged me for the AC line, which was super, super cool and very little labor. So he always treats us right. If you guys, if you do drive semi for a living and you ever have you're an owner-op or whatever, and you have a situation in California, get over to Barstow, California. It's Jay's shop or Jay's Mechanical or something like that, right across the street from the Loves. So anyways, there's a plug for Jose's shop. So sorry. So I shut down a Little America. They got a nice deli here, and their ice cream's really good. So of course, he's so damn spoiled. He got ice cream, and I got ice cream. I can't come here and not get ice cream. We got a couple burgers and stuff, so we're just chilling. But anyways, it was raining earlier, and I don't know. I'm just not feeling that well, so maybe I'm just tired. But so today's topic is turning a positive into turning a negative into a positive. And so I was thinking when I was driving yesterday, when my wife and I got married, hi baby girl, I love you. We had rented a nice big house, and we had like eight groomsmen, eight bridesmaids or something like that. We had a nice wedding, and we had big tents outside, and it was really, really nice. But it rained, like, it was on a Saturday, so it rained like Friday night and the Saturday, and we were getting a little nervous because the ceremony was outside, and then all of a sudden, about an hour and a half before the ceremony, it cleared up, or the sun came out and it stopped raining, and then there were 2 eagles flying over the ceremony. That was pretty cool. But I remember my wife saying, talking about, how it's good luck if it rains on a wedding day. Excuse me. What's up, Bubba? And then people have said, and I think my wife had gotten turded on by a bird. But they say that if you get turded on by a bird, it's good luck. You should go buy a lottery ticket. And then, the other one is, like dogs or whatever. I'm sure a dog owner definitely came up with that, saying, a dog's mouth and tongue is very sterile, and you should let it clean, lick your wound. No, it's not true. There's a lot of bacteria in there, but I'm sure how that one came about. I'm sure, the dog is probably cleaning cleaning its hoo-ha, and then 5 minutes later went over to the owner and licked its face, and one of their friends was like, dude, that thing just licked its hoo-ha, man. You're going to let it lick your face? And the person probably said, well, don't you know that a dog's mouth is more sterile than, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, again, so you have the bird shitter, you have the rain on a wedding day, you have a dog's mouth. It's like turning a bad situation into a positive, or into, a myth or a wives' tale, or, where somebody's, they're taking the positive out of a negative, right? And I haven't always been a positive guy. I'm up and down sometimes, but for the most part, I'd probably say 98%, I'm very, very positive. And I always tell people, and I tell my wife too, if you can't find a positive out of a negative, you're not searching hard enough. And I like I said, I used to not be like that. And my mom used to always say, things happen for a reason, blah, 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 and whatever. So, no, come on now, stop, man. Daddy's doing a video. You come on up and go back out for a walk. So, to America, where we park and we were able to, no, I don't drive with all that shit on my dash, just so you guys know. Except for my binder and stuff I do, but food and shit I don't. But it's just so he doesn't chew it while it's on the floor. So anyways, so when I parked at the, at Jose's in Barstow there across the street from the Loves, if you guys if you're an owner op and you drive semi, if you ever have a problem in California, go see Jose over in Barstow, California, right across the street from the Loves. He'll always treat you guys right. So there's a shameless plug for Jose. Not like I get compensated for it, but he's a good dude. He's a great dude. So, anyways, so when I walked in after I took, went into Loves to take care of morning business or whatever and get some coffee yesterday, and of course I had my mask in my pocket, and everybody knows I'm anti-mask, but it's like, well, there really is no but. However, one person is not going to make a difference. People, one person is going to make a difference. Not in this situation, it's not. Excuse me. So I had it in my pocket. I don't put it on. I won't put it on unless somebody's like, sir, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever. Only in California. If it's other states, I'll just go somewhere else where they don't wear masks. But it seems like everybody in Cali is wearing a mask. However, when I walk into the store, there's like four customers without masks. I'm like, right on, I'm joining those people. Now, if that were like it all the time, where if you walk into an establishment and half the people are not wearing masks, I'm on that side of the fence. But if you walk into an establishment and everybody's wearing a mask and you're the only one, it's like, but the people behind the mask are saying, man, that person's got some balls, man. I'd like to do that. Then fucking do it. Then do it. So there is a positive out of this huge negative, I truly believe. So when I go, like I'm in Little America, Wyoming, America. They got good food here and great ice cream and a lot of parking, which I love. It's like mile markers 60 something, I think, or something like that on I-80. Anyways, so he's spoiled. He gets ice cream, and I'm spoiled. I like ice cream. So, but anyways, head is pounding. So, here in Wyoming, the employees are wearing masks in the store or whatever, which I don't really understand. That I get it if it's like a big corporation where they have places all around the country, because then it could be corporate policy. But Little America, I think, only has like 2 or 3 locations. I mean, to make your employees wear masks, I think it's bullshit personally, but whatever. So, but anyway, the places here in Wyoming, nobody's wearing a mask. Utah, nobody's wearing a mask. Idaho, nobody's wearing a mask. And Wisconsin, of course, our piece of shit governor Evers, he dropped the mask mandate, but these businesses, these mayors of these municipalities haven't dropped the mask mandate. So you get all these, all these big people, all these big, companies. Oh, it's private property, whatever. That we really should not be doing business with those places, right? So, anyways, but so you have the Terrell Buckley vaccinators, right? That's what I call the vaccination Terrell Buckley, right? So, if you don't know who Terrell Buckley is, look him up. He used to play for the Packers, and he used to call himself the vaccinator. So I called it Terrell Buckley. Now, you have the Terrell Buckley and the mask wearers on one side of the fence, and then you have the non-Terrell Buckleys and the non-mask wearers on the other side. And yeah, there is division there, and that's what I truly believe, that they want to divide us, and that's the whole reason. It's for whatever reason. And then I've already done the tuberculosis thing, like why weren't we mandated to wear masks and get vaccinations during the tuberculosis time when a person dies every 22 seconds around the world? And if you haven't seen that video, you can go back in my videos. Just, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos ago, I think, where I did a tuberculosis one. But anyways, so I truly believe, it's uniting the people. We're separated, but it's also uniting the people. And I know it's like it's an oxymoron, or maybe if that's what that would be related to. But when you go, okay, so I just named the states where they're not wearing masks now. And then I was in Arizona the other day, and on every digital sign on the interstate, join 3 million Arizonians, get vaccinated. Here in Wyoming, I don't know, last time I was here, going through here, they had on the digital sign, arrive alive and then wear a mask. That's what they literally had on their digital signs. In Washington, the state of Washington, it says that even if you had a vaccination, you must still wear a mask. When I went into Boulder City, Nevada, to get fuel the other day, I had my mask in my pocket, like a good slave, like a good monkey, And like I said, I'm a hypocrite at the end of the day. I don't put it on unless I have all my shit up there and they're like, sir, you need a mask. I can't sell this to you. And I get it. I truly get it. If I worked for a company and they were like, you have to wear a mask in order to work here, and I had kids and I had rent and car insurance or house payment, whatever the case is, what are you going to do, right? You got to work. But the same thing is going to apply when they force the vaccinations, right? So I don't know what I know I'm not getting it. I know I'm not getting it. That's when I guess I have to move out to the wilderness. So anyways, like I said, I've had to wear masks at shippers and receivers. I don't wear them if we go out to eat or do this or do that. And you see these guys, and even in these places where they don't require you to wear a mask, people are still wearing masks. And that's your prerogative. I'm not even going to make fun. You do you, man. Let me do me. But anyway, so it doesn't say anything about face coverings on the door. So I'm like, right on. So I go ahead and get fuel and go in the bathroom and wash up and everything. And then I buy some items, some goodies, and I go up and the cashier's not wearing a mask, and there are some other patrons in there not wearing a mask. And I said, wow. I said, I really love that you guys aren't wearing masks. And she says, well, the governor of Nevada said that if you got vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. So obviously she must have been. She had, right away I'm thinking, okay, yeah, but she told me she got vaccinated. So she goes, yeah, I got my vaccination. And she said, so the governor of Nevada said if you got vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But when a person walks into an establishment and they're not wearing a mask, that establishment, it's against the law to ask that person if they've been vaccinated. So this gal says, yeah, well, we don't know who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. So it's really interesting how every state is different, right? It's the same virus. It's the same virus. Unless it's like COVID 2.5-0 for Nevada, and then it's COVID 321-55 for Washington. It's still the same fucking virus. And the feds mandated, well, the feds didn't mandate, the feds basically told the governors behind closed door, you need to go ahead and mandate masks. But now every state's different. You know, South Dakota, North Dakota, you don't have to wear masks, whatever the case is. And that's always been like that for South Dakota. So my question is, why is it all different now? It's the same virus, supposedly. Same virus that I'm aware of. But different rules around the board. So that right there, those hypocrisies and the where it's not everything on the same sheet of music, like everybody's playing a different note on their instrument, and the fucking band sounds horrible. And people are seeing this, and they're walking under like, how? This can't be right. This can't be real. This can't be whatever. And so now people are starting to actually catch on and saying something's awry here. Something is not right. Because before, everything was masks, everything, and you couldn't do this, and you couldn't go across. Now this one's like, well, you can get vaccinated and you don't have to wear a mask. And if you are it's completely different everywhere you go. So people are starting to catch on that something is not right. More and more people that I'm talking to and seeing out here on the road are all saying, like, this was just to cripple the country, man. That something is going on. And of course you got Biden right now, and he's, people are still, he's not in control. I really don't think he's in control. I think he's just a senile old man that's going to be the fall guy for whatever is coming. Something's coming. There's always something coming, right? These people that say, oh, it could happen, or it might not happen, but something's going to happen. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Something's always bound to happen. And a lot of these channels now jumping on with this whole gasoline shortage, and, but we have our preps. If you saw the amount of shit that we have, you'd be like, holy shit, Kurt, you're a crazy person. And ours is probably nothing compared to a serious prepper. We have enough. So I don't know. But anyway, so back to the point of the video. I'm sorry. So spin a positive into a negative. So with all these different rules and regulations around the country, people are starting. So at first we were separated, right? And I think we still are somewhat separated, where you have the Terrell Buckleys and the non-Terrell Buckleys, right? And the mask wearers and the non-mask wearers. But I think that as more and more people are starting to converse, and this was I really truly believe that this was the reason, like when all this stuff first came out, where they didn't allow you to go to funerals or weddings or graduations or cookouts or church, right? Because people conversate. Groups will conversate. All right. So, that's why you have a conference, so people are going to talk when they get amongst each other, right? And now things are kind of like people are just doing their thing now, and more and more people are starting to talk, because Now you can go to church. Now you can go to a barbecue. You can go to a wedding. You can go to a funeral. So why if you really truly believe inside your heart and mind and your soul that this was the worst pandemic ever, or is the worst pandemic, ever, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Isn't that what they say to like the retarded babies or whatever? Like, oh, that baby's special. He's so special. Bless his heart. If you truly believe that this is the worst pandemic ever, I'm sorry, you can leave a comment and call me a fucking piece of shit and a dickhead, but you're a fucking idiot. You truly are. And if you got a vaccination, that's on you, man. You do you. I've gotten flu vaccinations before. I haven't now in several years. Why? Who knows? But if it were truly the worst pandemic and the worst virus on the planet, do you think things would be somewhat going back to normal? No, it wouldn't. Come on. And why the whole, vaccination for this thing? Are they going to mandate it for everybody? Maybe. What's the old saying? The quiet before the storm, right? Where, yeah, buddy. What, you guys want to see something cute? Yeah, you see that? He's just the cutest little guy. I love that little turd. So the positive to the negative. So, the positive to this negative, again, is the people were separated, non and for the Buckley. Now people are starting to actually unite and start to conversate more, and it's like black folks say when like me being a thicker dude, oh, he healthy, or he big boned. Not like, hey, he's fat or he's overweight. He's big boned. He's healthy. So again, a positive out of a negative. So I truly believe that there's going to be more positive than negative out of this whole situation. Excuse me. Who knows? Who really knows where this thing is going? I mean, like I said, as I travel the country, I'm seeing more and more and more. So, say for instance, if you just live in Minnesota, or you just live in Kentucky, or just Texas, or whatever, you're and you don't travel, obviously, like I do. You're just getting the hearsay. Oh, what's that? What, in this state? What? But I'm literally seeing it from my own eyes. So I will continue to try to do updates as I go around the country to see, hey, this state is this state is that. But is it the calm before the storm? Like all of a sudden things seem like they're starting to go back to normal, and then all of a sudden it just fucking skyrockets, and then now because remember when Trump was in office, and he had those generals and this and that about talking about mandated vaccinations and everything, and I had sent out some stuff, and my buddy and my brother Jason Gilbert had said, you don't, because the general was wearing a mask or whatever, and he actually had a really good point. He's like, they could like put different words in it, like with the movement of his mask, or to make it seem like he was saying something that he wasn't, and it happened to be that way. So there was a point where I was kind of freaked out about it, and I was like, oh, thanks, brother, because this kind of shit can really make you kind of go crazy. It really can. And I don't know, so I just, but it's just, as I was thinking about the, spinning a positive into or spinning a negative into a positive, with the bird, turd, and the dog mouth, and what rain on the wedding day, and big boned and healthy and all that kind of stuff. So some, so if we if you get to the point during this whole situation where you get super, super down and you don't know which way to turn, try to look for the positive. Try to look for the positive. If you ended up working at home or whatever, and you had more time with your puppy dog or your cat, or you got more time to watch porn while you were doing whatever the positive out of the negative is. But when you get to the point where your back's against the wall and you're in a corner and you're about to scream or whatever, think as hard as you possibly can and don't stop thinking, and don't give in to the negative. Say to yourself, there's always a positive out of this. So I don't know. I mean, is there a positive out of the negative for higher fuel prices? I would have to say higher freight prices. Actually, no. To be honest, a positive out of a negative high fuel price, actually, there is a positive to that. It truly makes us more diligent on where we shop for our fuel. The large, big truck stops, the Flying J's, the Pilots, the Loves, the TAs, the Petros, the Sap Brothers, all the large, not Sap Brothers so much, but they're high-end fuel prices, unless you have like a Wix card or something like that where you get discount on fuels and stuff, fuel prices. So, which I don't understand really how that works, because, so if you're a large fleet, right, and you have, we'll just call it 100 trucks, your fuel prices are so low because you get a discount at these truck stops that have. So say, for instance, like, okay, over down the road, it's $3.60 a gallon. And then you hit a mom and pop place. Like, I always stop at there's a truck stop here. I call it the Al-Qaeda truck stop on I-80 in Wyoming. It's at mile marker 290. And it's a real shithole truck stop. Well, it used to be. It was a real shithole. I mean, they had huge divots in their parking lot, man. I mean, I remember one time when I walked in there, and the guy, he knows who I am, so he says hi or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I always stop here. He goes, yes, my friend. And yes, my friend. And they have another one in Nebraska. And so anyway, so I'm telling him, like, yeah, we stop here for the fuel, and then I'll catch 50 or 60 gallons because unless you drive semi, if you stop at any of the big truck stops that I just named, if you get 50 to 60 gallons of fuel, you get a free shower. So what I do is, when I'm rolling down the road, I'll hit up one of those. When I'm about to take a shower, I'll stop at that large truck stop, get 50 or 60 gallons, so I get a free shower, right? So I tell this guy that. And I said, I always stop here because the fuel's cheap or whatever, and you guys are nice, and tell them it's a shithole. And then I said, but I'll stop and I'll get 50 or 60 gallons and catch a shower at the big place. He goes, oh, my friend, we have showers here. I was like, dude, I don't even want to come in this motherfucker with my clothes on, let alone fucking ass naked. You know what I'm saying? Taking a shower in this fucking dump. But anyways, they turned it into a really, I mean, they did an addition on it. The fuel pumps are really nice now. So the point of the story is, the positive to this negative on the fuel prices is, instead of inputting in, and that's not okay. So here's another thing that just went on the road. So my trip is around $6,000 now is what we've spent on repairs, and now my GPS just took a shit. And I knew I needed another one anyways, so I've had this one for, I think, since 2014. And it's the regular Garmin one, but it's just froze up like that now with the Garmin. So, anyways, I don't have the coordinates put into it because I know exactly where I'm going. I'm taking I-80 over into Rollins, and then I'll take that up in Casper on 25, and then I'll run that up in Montana into Huntley is right near Billings. So anyways, so I'm not stressed. I mean, I just like having it on because it tells you, you know, how fast you're going and everything like that. So that's another thing. So I'm gonna end up probably spending $500-600 on it because I did want a new GPS and one of the real big ones. So. So there's the positive out of that negative. I finally get my brand new GPS because I was kind of waiting for it to take a shit. So I get a new toy. So there's a positive out of a negative, right? So so the positive out of the negative for looking for on your fuel prices is it makes you more diligent and stop putting just your truck stop into the GPS, because the mom and pop places, they're not. I really truly believe that the GPS companies are in cahoots with the large companies, because I have sent Sarah, my wife, screenshots of if I'm going. I like to take a lot of no toll roads, so I'll put it in the truck and GPS, and then I'll also back it up with Google, and I'll compare the routes. And there was a time, I don't know, a few months ago, where I couldn't believe it. I'm like, so taking the toll road, I think I was going over into Ohio somewhere, I think, or PA. Anyways, the toll road, I put no tolls and then tolls, so it's got the two little routes. The toll road was actually more miles than the non-toll road that I was going to take. And it showed it. I screenshotted it to my wife, and I'm like, this just shows you that the GPS companies and Google are in cahoots with the large corporations and the large companies, because they all want to really truly put out the mom and pop businesses, because then they have control over the corporate companies. So I truly, truly believe, and if you think I'm wrong, call me bullshit and put a comment in there. I'm okay with that. But I truly believe that the GPS companies and Google are in cahoots with the large companies. So, and by showing, and they want you to take toll roads. Because when I do pick the non-toll road on my GPS, if I do go over to PA or Ohio, or through, I don't go through I-44 into Missouri. I take I-35 down and I jump onto 54 if I'm going like out to Cali or whatever. Then I come out on 54 and to come carry New Mexico. But every time I run that, I got to keep checking my GPS, because it will automatically reroute me to a toll road, even though I've picked a non-toll road. And it doesn't say, oh, this way's faster, because the miles are almost identical. But they want you to take the toll roads to generate money for the states and whatever. So that's my personal belief. So, but the positive and the negative on the fuel thing is you'll start looking for cheaper mom and pop places to fill up and generate the business for them. Because mom and pop places are typically 40, sometimes 50 cents cheaper than the large truck stops. And Mavericks is a pretty decent sized company, but I did over in Utah. I put, it was $2 or $3.29 a gallon, which is fucking crazy. And then just up the road at the Flying J, I think it was $3.89. Yeah, 60 cents. Now, if you put in 100 gallons, I mean, I have 200 gallon tanks. So if you put in 100 gallons, that's $60. $60 that you're spending overage. Now, if you're doing that every day, do the math, man. That's a lot of bread, man. That's a lot of fucking bread. So the positive to the positive to the negative on the high fuel prices, you'll start paying attention. Don't just get tunnel vision going down the road. Start being very aware of what's going on with, and you'll be like, oh my God, look, and you'll start actually paying attention. So there is literally always a positive out of a negative. Whether it's a learning experience, whether it's, well, whatever the case is. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, so now I'm just gabbing or blabbing. But anyway, so I truly think that there is a positive out of this negative. And when you, like I said, when you get yourself backed into a corner and you're so frustrated and you want to scream and punch a wall or whatever, go see a psychiatrist because you need help. No, I'm kidding. Just cut back and close your eyes and just think about what is the positive of this negative. Just think about it. There is always a positive out of a negative. Always. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling good, and he was kind of tearing me up today, and I just needed to kind of vent. So, when you're in a truck alone, you know, I'm not alone. I mean, I'm not like, I don't have any family or a wife but when you're literally alone in a truck or whatever, and you just have a puppy dog you've been talking to all day, I like to do a video and just kind of tell you guys what's going on. But I'll let you guys know where the time machine's headed next time, and I hope this video truly does find you well. And try to stay positive, try to stay focused, yeah. So anyways, please like and subscribe to the channel.